In a world where conflicts seem endless, President Trump envisions a drastic solution for Gaza. He suggests Jordan, Egypt, and other Arab nations take in Palestinian refugees to clean out Gaza. Trump's vision is controversial, contradicting the deep connection Palestinians have to their homeland. He believes resettling refugees could be temporary or long-term, aiming for peace in a new location. Trump's unwavering support for Israel is evident as he lifts the ban on sending 2,000-pound bombs. This move contrasts sharply with Biden's previous efforts to reduce civilian casualties in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu thanks Trump for providing the tools Israel needs for defense. Trump's bold ideas for Gaza include rebuilding it in a new way, highlighting its potential beauty. The ceasefire between Hamas and Israel is fragile, with hostages still held and tensions high. As negotiations continue, the world watches, hoping for a lasting peace in the war-torn region. Donald Trump's rhetoric on Gaza, particularly his remarks about moving its people out and framing the land as a piece of high-value real estate, is dangerous for several reasons. Mass displacement, suggesting the relocation of Gaza's population disregards the immense humanitarian implications of forced displacement. With over 2 million people living in a small, densely populated area, moving them out would result in a humanitarian catastrophe, violating international laws and the rights of Palestinians to remain on their land. Human suffering. Such rhetoric trivializes the lived experience of Gaza's residents, who face blockades, poverty, and violence. It reduces their lives and histories to obstacles in a real estate analogy. Reductionist approach. By framing Gaza as a high-value estate, Trump oversimplifies a deeply rooted and multifaceted geopolitical and historical issue. The region is not just land, it holds cultural, historical, and political significance for Palestinians. Provocation of tensions. Such rhetoric can escalate existing tensions by alienating Palestinians and reinforcing perceptions of bias against their struggle for rights and statehood. Ethnic cleansing concerns. Advocating for the displacement of an entire population borders on endorsing ethnic cleansing, which violates international humanitarian laws. Collective punishment. Any suggestion of removing Gaza's population or using it solely for its economic potential disregards their fundamental rights and may be viewed as collective punishment, outlawed under the Geneva Conventions. Inflaming extremism. Such rhetoric can fuel extremism by reinforcing the narrative that the international community, particularly the US, devalues Palestinian lives and rights. Derailing negotiations. Viewing Gaza as a real estate issue rather than addressing its status as part of the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict undermines any meaningful peace process. Derailing negotiations. Viewing Gaza as a real estate issue rather than addressing its status as part of the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict undermines any meaningful peace process. Neighboring states' burdens. Forcibly relocating Gaza's population would shift the burden to neighboring countries like Egypt and Jordan, straining their resources and possibly destabilizing the region further. Geopolitical backlash. Such rhetoric risks alienating Arab and Muslim-majority nations, deepening distrust between the US and these regions, and reducing US influence in Middle Eastern diplomacy. Economic lens over human dignity. Framing Gaza as a piece of high-value real estate commodifies land at the expense of its inhabitants, stripping them of their humanity and reducing a population's centuries-old ties to their land into a transactional narrative. Loss of identity. For Palestinians, Gaza is more than land. It's a symbol of their resilience, identity, and struggle. Reducing it to a commodity erases this cultural and historical significance.
Trump's rhetoric not only dismisses the complex realities of Gaza but also perpetuates harmful narratives that deepen divisions and exacerbate suffering. The idea of moving people out reflects a lack of empathy and understanding of international norms, while viewing Gaza through a lens of economic potential rather than human dignity undermines the core principles of justice and equality. Such comments don't just affect Gaza, they have a ripple effect, fueling division and instability globally. Do you think that Trump is an honest broker in the Middle East or cares more on personal gain?